Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Hello dear students, welcome to another lecture. In this class, we are going to begin with the first chapter of Class 7 Nagaland Board, which is the sentence. Now before we begin with this chapter, I shall write a couple of words on your screen and you are going to guess and tell me whether, according to you, those groups of words be called a sentences or not. And if not, then why? For example, I feeling hungry and. Now these words that you can see I've written on the screen for you. Together, can we call this as a sentence? No, because it isn't making any sense. However, if I rewrite the sentence as I am feeling hungry, now it is a sentence. Why? Because now the words are arranged in a logical manner. Now the sentence is making sense. So thus, the first was not a sentence. However, the second sentence that we've written that classifies itself as a whole sentence. Will I go Shimla tomorrow too? Again, a group of words. Do you think this group of words is making any sense to you? No, absolutely not. The reason being these two groups of words. Now, do you think these words that I have written on the screen, both of the sentences, both of these groups of words that have been written, are they, making any sense? No, certainly not. Therefore, those groups of words which are not making any sense cannot be classified as sentences. So, these two groups of words which do not make any sense are not sentences. The first group of words will have to be rewritten as I am feeling very hungry. Now when I have rewritten or rearranged these group of words, my group of words can now be termed as a sentence. Similarly, if I talk about the second group of words, I will go to Shimla tomorrow. So again, now I can call this as a sentence and I can call this as a sentence as well. So now, these two groups of words have been rearranged to form a sentence. The first one, I am feeling hungry, and the second one, I will go to Shimla tomorrow. So now these two groups of words have been arranged in such a manner that we can call them as a sentence. So my dear students, what according to you is a sentence now? So a sentence is basically something that can help the others understand us. Whatever we have in our mind, and once we are expressing that with the help of words in such a manner that the others are able to understand us, this is what is a sentence. But what is important for a sentence? To classify or to term it as a sentence, it should make sense. Unless and until a group of words is making sense, it will not be termed as a sentence. Okay? So a group of words which makes sense and which enables you to express what is there in your mind and also makes it possible for the other person to understand you is what we understand by a sentence. Okay? Now read the group of words which are given on your screen. Again, the first one. Match, very exciting, was it a? Is it making any sense? No. We will have to rearrange them. We will have to rewrite them. So, it was a very exciting match. Now that I have rearranged the words, I can call this as a sentence. Similarly, look at the second group of words. You do want book this read too. So, again, it isn't making any sense at all. So, do you want to read this book? And since I am asking a question, so what I require is a question. So now rearranging these groups of words in a sensible manner, we can say that they are sentences. So one thing I know about my sentence is that it will always make sense. Another important thing for you all to understand when rearranging the group of words or when identifying whether a group of words is actually a sentence or not is the basic structure of a sentence. So let us first discuss what is the basic structure of a sentence. Subject plus the verb. These two components together will always have to be there in any sentence. Okay? Without a subject followed by a verb, a sentence will never make any sense. Now, what is a subject? Subject refers to who or what we are talking about in the sentence. Verb can be an action verb. It can even be a verb that, a word that shows possession of something such as has, have, or had. Or a verb can even be an auxiliary verb such as is, am, are, was, were, do, does, did, and so on and so forth. So a subject followed by a verb is the most important component of any sentence. Now, again, this is how we had rewritten our sentences. It was a very exciting match, and do you want to read this book? So this is a sentence. So now what we know about a sentence is that A sentence always begins with a capital letter, right? It was a very exciting match. Do you want to read this book? I am very hungry. I will go to Shimla tomorrow. Whatever sentences we've discussed so far, we saw that each of them began with a capital letter. Second, the words in the sentence must be in proper order. What is the proper order, as I've told you? So, subject followed by the verb is how we are going to decide upon the proper order of a sentence. A subject will always be followed by a verb. It may or may not have an object in the sentence. We shall read about it in the later parts of this book that a verb can even be followed by an object or by a complement. Okay, so that we are going to learn in the later stages. But right now you need to know that a subject will always be followed by a verb. And next, it will either end with a full stop or a mark of interrogation. So, the correct punctuation mark is to be used at the end of a sentence depending on the mood of the sentence. If it is a normal statement, we will use a full stop. If we are asking a question from somebody, we will have to write a question mark at the end. If we are expressing a strong desire about something, a very strong feeling about something, we even will have to put an exclamation mark to the end of the sentences which express a strong desire or wish for something. So basically, the punctuation that comes at the end of your sentence will depend on the mood of your sentence. So these are the three most important criteria that will give the sentence the position of a sentence. So it will always begin with a capital letter, it will be written in a proper order and will correct in with a proper punctuation. So what have we learned so far? That a group of words which is arranged in such a manner that it makes complete sense is a sentence.
So let us discuss the exercise number 1. We are given with 8 sentences in which the words are jumbled. We need to rearrange these words to make meaningful sentences. I'll do the first 4 for you and the rest can be done by you very easily. So the first sentence, the first group of words is grew tree house the behind banyan the. So how am I going to rearrange this? The banyan tree grew behind the house. Alright. Second one, branches enormous ground the to its hung. So its enormous branches hung to the ground. Thick the green feet, high leaves 60 had tree. Let us rearrange this now. The 60 feet high tree had thick leaves. Animals home the tree in number made small thereof a hat. So, a number of animals had made their small home in the tree. So like this, you are going to solve the rest of the sentences as well. So we have assertive sentences, imperative sentences, interrogative sentences, exclamatory sentences, and optative sentences.
So we shall learn about each of those sentences, their meaning, their formation, and will solve the exercises based on them in the next video. So I shall pause here now and will see you all soon in the next lecture. Thank you.